Here in case 260574773, People State of Michigan versus Timothy Morgan, appearance for the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Tina Moynihan on behalf of the people, P84692.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I was muted. I'm sorry. Jessica Shive, P number 81798, on behalf of Mr. Morgan, who is formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands here.
Thank you. Good afternoon, people. For a waive formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. Mr. Morgan, I'm scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend both of them. Probable cause via Zoom, May 16th. That's a Friday, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge J.K. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, May 22nd, the following Thursday, in person, Judge J.K. the 36th District Court, 8:30. Understood?
Your Honor, could I say something?
What's that?
What are you're going to let me out?
I didn't say, no, I'm scheduling 2 court dates. That's how far we've gotten so far. Those are the court dates that you must attend. And now we're about to address bond.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to understand something. Am I going to jail?
Well, you're in jail, but as far as we're about to address that, sir. You got a counsel and a prosecutor about to make arguments, and then I'll make a decision. Okay? If you have any questions after that, you can ask. So just listen closely. People. No, don't need to apologize. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. I am sure that the court has read the investigator's report. This is a first-degree premeditated murder charge for the defendant. I will admit that there is no known criminal history as far as prior convictions. There are prior contacts from Florida, Illinois, so there is some concern for flight risk. It's understood from the investigation that Mr. Morgan has resided outside of the state for a significant period of time and only recently returned some years ago. The allegations themselves are very conclusive. What the court doesn't have is the photographs. The evidence has been presented to our office through a warrant. This is by far one of the worst cases I've seen in my career handling homicide cases. The scene itself, when officers arrived and documented it, looked like something from a horror movie, frankly. They notated that there was blood splattered throughout the apartment, as well as pieces of the deceased's skull and tissue matter all over the walls, including the ceiling. Mr. Morgan does make an admission to officers. He does turn himself into the 11th precinct, admitting that he killed a demon inhabiting his wife at the time. People have some concerns given the allegations, the severity of the offense. I am asking to Court Rule 6.106, given the fact that the defendant is charged with murder, that he be denied pretrial release. I believe that he is a concern for the public, being a danger to the public, as well as a flight risk given his out-of-state contacts. He does have family in the state of Florida and would ask bond to be remanded.
Thank you. APA response, Ms. Shah.
Your Honor, my client is presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. He's 68 years old. He receives disability. Your Honor, my client is not at flight risk. Look at the report. He walked into the precinct. He turned himself in and he said to the officers, I killed the demon that was pretending to be my wife and I'm turning myself in. He goes there and he walks in and he turns himself in, and clearly he is struggling from some mental illness from that statement itself, Your Honor. But we are not here for that. You know, he'll have his trial, he'll have his day in court. We're here for arraignment. But at this time, he is presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I know the court usually remands matters like this. However, given that he has no assaultive history or history like this, Your Honor, and he's not on probation or parole or anything pending, I'm asking the court to consider a cash bond and not a remand with a GPS tether and house arrest. Any bond amount is going to be unaffordable. He does have heart issues. He says his condition is very bad. I asked the court to respectfully mark his file medical. However, I just don't, him turning himself in on something like this is not you on these kind of allegations without even being asked. It doesn't say anybody called him or anything. He just went there, turned himself in, and made these statements allegedly. So I don't believe there's a flight risk here. And he also does not have a history of being assaulted. So, but I understand that he is charged with homicide. I'm asking the court to consider a high cash bond with a GPS tether and house arrest, Your Honor.
Thank you both. Mr. Morgan, I appreciate and consider that you surrendered yourself to authorities to address this allegation, as well as your lack of history, criminal or capious. I have concerns, Mr. Morgan, regarding the safety of the public, regarding not only the allegation, but what the court finds to be a high likelihood of conviction, given not only evidence that was alleged to have been found, but also statements that were alleged to have been made by yourself, including but not limited to the allegation you stated that you alleged killed the demon pretending to be your wife. Further allegations continue that you struck your wife with a plastic sword during the assault. When she fell to the floor, you observed her suffering and retrieved a large pair of plumber's pliers, striking her in the back of the head to a point as throughout the investigator's report, matters of her body were found, skull and otherwise throughout the room, patterns of blood and tissue as indicated by the people. The court finds this to be an extremely concerning assaultive allegation, and I have high concerns regarding the safety of the public. This is not a flight risk. This is a danger to the community. Given this very serious offense, court finding that guilt is evident, presumption of guilt is great, being a high likelihood of conviction, not only for the statements that you are alleged to have made, but also for the evidence that was alleged to have been found at the scene. The court is going to remand you into custody for further proceedings, as recommended by the people. So, Mr. Morgan, you're going to be denied bond at this point. Any questions on your court dates?
I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to be, you know, I don't. You're right.
All right, Mr. Morgan, if you don't have any questions on court dates or bond conditions, you're all set. APA, anything further, or defense, anything further?
Nothing from the people. Thank you, Judge.
All right,
Nothing further, thank you.